Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a longer term market analysis for ADA, which is now starting to look very bullish here, especially with the fact that we have a big breakout back above 40 cents, which is a huge level of support and resistance. And this is also corresponded with a higher high back here around 45 cents, completely taking out the highs from earlier on in this year in January and February, where we rejected at this level. Also going to take a look here at the ADABTC ratio and the fact that this is also retesting a key level of support and resistance. So I'll provide my outlook on this and overall my thoughts on Cardano into say the next few months. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, please do leave any of your comments, video suggestions, and recommendations down below. So again, we have seen that breakout back above 40 cents. You can see that was the support that we held from back here, starting on the initial capitulation in May of 2022. That's where we had the real demand and the real support start to step in. That level continued to hold from June up until July, another retest here holding it in August, and then eventually the breakdown that we had right here in October and November, mainly as a result of that FTX crash. And that's when it really started to flip into resistance, and we had the bears taking control, taking ADA down lower to this local low and what I would believe to be the cycle low right around 24 cents. And then we also saw another retest again, flipping it into resistance again back here in January and February. But that started to change. We have seen the breakout above this level on the weekly time frame. We have confirmed a breakout with a weekly close, again around 45 cents. So pretty significant here, and especially so because this is also corresponded to a higher high. We have the highest valuation for Cardano since going all the way back here to September of 2022, forming a high for about 32 weeks. So that's very bullish in general, not something that you see within a bear market. And this rally really is just too strong to be considered a bear market rally. If this were to be a bear market rally, it would have rolled over by now and looks something more along the lines of this, where we wouldn't have seen that second leg up higher to take us back above this resistance. So all of that strength and all of that momentum now working for the bulls is a very positive sign here on the weekly chart. And at this point, we can start to look to some resistance and upside targets at the range highs, which are going to be right around 57 cents. And you can see that level as key resistance on all of these bounces. The first rejection right here in May, and then another rejection right here in August. Really just the price oscillating from the range lows to the range highs, support into resistance. And now that we have broken back above support, now I can see a general move and a general trend towards that resistance at the range highs, again around 57 cents. From this point, that would be another 28% or so, which I think is definitely a realistic possibility, especially if we do have Cardano starting to catch up and do a little bit better here on the ADA-BTC ratio. And with this, we've really seen a pretty significant bleed over the last few months. Generally, we just have this level of resistance taking us down lower week over week. So all of this is really showing us is that Cardano is just underperforming Bitcoin, which I think is a little bit better illustrated if we just look here at Bitcoin. You can see that it's completely broken out. It's taken out the highs that it had from back here in August. It's taken out the highs from back here in February, and it's back to these valuations from May of 2022. With ADA, that's really just not the case. The August highs were all the way up around 57 cents. And again, keep in mind, Bitcoin has broken out above that. So for Cardano to have the same level of performance, it would have already broken out above August highs, which were again around 57 cents. So it would be in that 60 to 70 cent range if it were to have the same level of performance as Bitcoin since that time frame. And again, that has not happened. We're seeing a little bit of divergence here. So that has taken the ADA-BTC ratio down pretty significantly. In fact, if I measure here from the August highs, you can see it is down currently about 42%. From the lows, it's down about 53%. So very significant bleeding. And if Cardano can just start to have a little bit better performance, reclaim this key level of support and resistance right around 1500 satoshis, and start to generally trend back upwards, that's how I think we could get to this level pretty quickly, and then even potentially breaking out from there. But until we start to see the ADA-BTC ratio do a little bit better, reclaim this level of support and resistance, and give us a little bit more confidence, we really can't take away too much other than the fact that Bitcoin is likely going to continue to outperform. But again, for that trend to change and for things to start to look a little bit more positive for Cardano, with its opportunity cost against Bitcoin, with its relative value, we would really just want to see a break back above resistance. The most important level of resistance, again, being around 1500 satoshis, the support and the lows from May of 2022, as well as the December lows. So if we can get back above that level, that would again start to have a little bit more positive a look. It would take out this diagonal sloping resistance, this trend line, and give the momentum back to the bulls to the upside, and that would again really just make Cardano much more likely to reach this upside target in the range highs at 57 cents. And then if this really starts to reverse, and if I zoom out here, we have a multi-month rally on the ADA-BTC ratio. This is where we would have a breakout above that level and really start targeting some of these upward levels, maybe in the 80 to 90 cent range. But again, the ADA-BTC ratio is at resistance. It is in this downtrend. So you really have to go with the trend until proven otherwise. I'm not necessarily too bearish on this, given that we have seen a little bit of a recovery in the altcoin market. But for this to be bullish, we do have to see that resistance break. We do have to see more outperformance and ideally a longer term bottoming pattern to form. If that does not happen and we just continue to trend down with respect to Bitcoin, you're really taking on a pretty high opportunity cost, because any dollars invested in Cardano are theoretically dollars that are not being invested into Bitcoin. So that's just where I stand with this. I'm very bullish on this weekly chart, but if we don't see the breakout here on the ADA-BTC ratio, I would just prefer to invest in Bitcoin because it does take on less risk. It does have a pretty nice breakout as well, and this is just going to be a far less risky and volatile position. But again, I will not hesitate to rotate some of my Bitcoin allocation into Cardano if we do see the ADA-BTC ratio start to break out here as well. If we get both of those things, I really do think that Cardano is going to be looking very bullish. And again, those upside targets do look quite realistic to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the content and the analysis. And as always, I will see you in the next one.